Hi, this is Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, the President, Founder, and Chief Listening Officer here at our network at USA Global TV and Radio. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you so much to all of our guests, to our team members, to our sponsors, and to all of our elevated listeners. Here at USA Global TV and Radio, we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. We celebrate all of our team members, all of our guests, and all of our sponsors from around the world who come and lead their lives with their hearts to help other people walk into their greatness. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, please go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, and book your session. Please contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com and subscribe to our channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome wherever you are in the world joining us. We are so thrilled and honored to have you here with us today. This is USA Global TV and Radio, and I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK. Our show today is the power of etiquette and manners. And if you've been with us before or you haven't, you're joining us. Etiquette and manners is not just for posh people, it's for everyone. And how do we know this? Because we have an expert with us week after week. It's Mr. Philip SYKES, the founder of the British School of Excellence, joining us from London. Let's welcome him. Welcome to the program.
Great to see you, Dr. JACALYN. And as we say, it's Friday, so
Friday.
It's just such a joy. And I'm literally feel like I'm walking on cloud 9.
I love the way you're warming up backstage.
I've just had the most, Leanne and I and the organization have just had the most incredible week. It's just flown past with 2 incredible young ladies from different parts of the world. One of them committing to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and one going into the early hours of the evening and then having to take care of her wonderful family. And then today we had one of our head coaches and experts in presentation skills, Cindy, who took half a dozen or thereabouts of these incredible trainer students on a 3-hour journey. And we've got Margarita joining us all the way from Athens in Greece. So it's just been the most phenomenal week. Lots of questions and lots of mulling things over, and really painting the broad strokes on the power of etiquette and manners and life skills and emotional intelligence and connecting with people at different levels.
Well, Philip, you certainly have a global organization there. And as you and I have discussed so many times, the people who come through your doors and graduate are super talented and leading with their hearts. They're all polished professionals. And we've got 3 people backstage who are going to be joining us. Before we bring them out, I would love for you to share about the courses and the offerings that you have at the British School of Excellence for people who are joining us for the first time.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world, we focus on building people's confidence, giving them the tools to put their best foot forward. If any of you out there think that etiquette and manners are just a list of rules of yeses and nos and don't do this and don't do that, you couldn't be further from the truth or further from what etiquette and manners really are all about. Etiquette and manners are like the traffic lights in society. They are there so that we don't bang into each other. Here at our organization, we focus on working with beautiful children from the age of roughly 6 years old on our Etiquette program. Next week, we are running one of our amazing teenage programs called Mindset and Confidence. Mindset and Confidence, live in London, Wednesday the 15th from 10 a.m. through to 4 p.m. here in London, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be the first teenage program of the year. And we've got 13 signed up. We've got 2 or 3 more spaces left for that. We then have the Polished Professional, which is our business etiquette and business excellence program, focusing on giving you those tools to put your best foot forward, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you do occupation-wise, and not only that, but also for your relationships and friendships and that sort of thing. And then, as I've just mentioned, we've just finished Train the Trainer, or coming to the end of Train the Trainer this week, where we really do get down into giving the tools that people require to bolt onto their wonderful experience that they've currently got and expand their platform, expand their confidence to go out there and help people change their lives by just giving them those quintessential tools. We then have areas of emotional intelligence we focus on, styling, grooming, voice coaching, and the journey, it continues when it comes to the programs and courses that we have to offer.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that really valuable information. We have your contact information up, and we'd love for people to reach out and take that first step. So please do contact Mr. Philip at hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. We have a comment, and then there's also a special event coming up next week that I'd like to have you highlight, and then we'll bring out our guests. Our friends at Push Child Foundation in Uganda writes, happy to be here. Love Mr. Sykes. Thank you so much.
Enoch, hello, and a very warm welcome. We've connected on WhatsApp, and we have some thoughts and ideas of really trying to make a difference in Rwanda. I don't know if anyone out there really understands the difficulties that they're faced with, the challenges, and Enoch is doing the most incredible thing. Go to Push Child Foundation and have a look. It gives me goosebumps, because what he is doing is he's trying to push water uphill a lot of the time, and that is a huge challenge. And what he's doing for these beautiful children is giving them some hope and giving them some clarity and some inspiration. And I really, people like you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, that's for sure. So thank you, Enoch.
Thank you so much, Philip and Enoch, for connecting. You know how much I love when people connect and collaborate. It's beautiful. Philip, please walk us through what we can expect to see on February 8th. Lessons in Love, Deepen Your Connections and Build Better Relationships, with your special guest, Felicia Kay.
This is, again, like all the amazing, wonderful students that walk through the door of the British School of Excellence. Felicia Kay is, started from very little, has built herself up into an absolute dynamic individual, and she really, really does have the gift of the gab when it comes to helping people build their relationships, guide them through their relationships, and give them those amazing tools. And Felicia, about a year ago, completed our Train the Trainer. I know has been on the Dr. JACALYN show, but she's going to be bringing some wonderful guidelines on how we can better ourselves as individuals, but not only that, make a big difference to one another in our lives. And it's not only relationships with our so-called partner, but the family that we're in, the relationships we have with our siblings, the relationships we have with our friends. And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful session next Wednesday at 6 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, here on your wonderful platform, Dr. JACALYN. You'll be producing it, and I'm very, very excited about that.
I am too. Thank you for the opportunity. So please save the date, mark your calendars for February the 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Philip, I'm going to turn over to you for the introductions for the wonderful people backstage.
Okay, so the first one, and just coincidentally, we've got two incredible women who both happen to just be born into they're Filipinos, the Filipino family, but in totally different parts of the world. We've got one in Boston who's been waking up at 4 a.m. every morning to join at 4:30 a.m. The Trainer, and that is Dana. Dana has a very strong retail background. She moved out of the retail background for a short while, but then stepped back into it and works for an organization which is very much one of the leading luxury boutiques from Cleveland Apples, and she focuses on working with, I don't like calling them customers or clients, but focuses on working with her guests that walk through the door into the boutique. And Dana has got some very big dreams, which I know she'll absolutely complete and master and move forward to in coaching and guiding people in the power of etiquette and manners. Then we jump to Dubai. We have Orchids, who again, originally from the Philippines. By the way, both these ladies speak multiple languages. And Orchids is based in Dubai, very strong background in the airline industry, and is so passionate about travel and food. Orchids has shared with us that she has traveled to 93 different countries. 93 different countries. And she also loves food, and so she'll find cuisine and food from a different country and bring it back home and cook and make things and introduce things to the family. And Orchid's vision and focus is to guide and steer people in the power of etiquette and manners. And one of the areas that she's going to be guiding and steering people in is through this wonderful idea of supper clubs and giving them those incredible tools on dining and service and excellence and attention to detail. Then we jump to Greece, to the wonderful, wonderful capital city of Athens, where Margarita is based. I've had the privilege of meeting Margarita in person. We've worked a couple of days together. Margarita, again, has had to reinvent herself during the course of her life, and has it's been her push that gave her this incredible confidence to create an amazing brand called Different and Different, where Margarita and her team cater for many, many different events in and around Greece and outside Greece as well. They will organize the most beautiful events, weddings on islands and that sort of thing, as well as Margarita's Way, which is a beautiful platform, just giving you that quintessential understanding of living, as the French say, savoir vivre, you know, that way to live. And you will see on her website the elegance and the attention to detail that she brings to the party and to her passion. And her passion really is to continue to grow people through her experience and through, again, the power of etiquette and manners.
Thank you, Phil, for those introductions. Quite accomplished women backstage. Let's bring them out. Dana, welcome.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN, Mr. Phillip. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And welcome to Orchids. Hello.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN, Mr. Sykes. Hello, and welcome. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. And hello to Margarita.
Hello, Mr. JACALYN. Hello, Philip. Nice to meet you again.
Nice to have you here. I am in awe of what Philip just described about your backgrounds and your commitment. It's amazing. And I'm just wondering, Dana, for you getting up at 4 a.m. to take a course at 4:30, how do you do this?
Honestly, I just do it. I was really passionate about this, joining the course. I saw it, honestly, believe it or not, just about a week ago. And it was either do it now or wait until the next one in March. And I have a tendency to just want things done right now. I think a lot of us are like that. So, you know, I just make it happen. And then I go to work after, and then I come home and do more work with my son. But that's how it is. And I love it.
You know, there's something to be said about that. When we want to do something and it's really important to us, we get it done instead of sitting around complaining or wondering. You just go into action. And I'd love to hear, if it's okay, Philip, I'd love to hear how you found the British School of Excellence. Dana.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you I was just doing research online about, you know, with courses. They have a few here in the United States, but I don't know, just something with the British School of Excellence just stuck to me. And that was it. Just online research. I did my research on reviews. I've watched videos, and there's just this positive energy about it. And if you're really passionate about something, if you're really, you know, happy with what you're doing, it shows. And that's what I saw with the British School of Excellence.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Philip. That must give you goosebumps.
Absolutely. This whole week has just been, it just does. It fills me with, you know, we all talk about our why and our purpose in life, and boom, this is why I get out of bed in the morning. It's not, oh, I've got to go to work. Oh, it is, I can't wait to embrace these amazing people that walk through the door. It's actually, you know, off the back of especially a train the trainer or a session where you work with someone for a full day or a couple of days in a row. The next day is a bit of a lull. I think I've always shared that with you, Dr. Saturday morning will be a lull for me because I'm not engaging with Dana and Orchids. You know, tomorrow it's now Friday. We're going to wind up, and then obviously, fortunately, as we always make very clear, when you walk through the door of the British School of Excellence, it remains open. So it's never a goodbye. It's never a goodbye. So next week we're going to be, you know, subject to Dana and Orchids as well as Margarita. We've got another session coming up for an hour on Wednesday next week. So it's not ever a goodbye. It's just how can we continue to support you, and how can we guide you and steer you. So that is really what this is all about.
And Philip, I appreciate you sharing that. And I know that to be true, because the number of people they've had come to this platform who then engage with us, and then they're collaborating, everybody stays connected. And I think that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And this is something amazing about USA Global TV, ladies, that if you come up with an amazing idea and you bounce it off Dr. JACALYN, you create your own show hosting with Dr. JACALYN. It's something really a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And again, as part of the alumni, the opportunity to come back numerous times to be on the show. It's about you, this program. It's about how you can push yourself out there, promote yourself, and get yourself moving in the right direction, and surrounding yourself with people who really want to connect with you.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Orchids, I believe I heard that you've traveled to 90 some countries. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct, Dr. JACALYN.
So it seems like you've traveled everywhere. Maybe you've seen everything. What is it about this being a trainer and helping other people that really motivates you?
Yes. The reason why I love traveling, because I love learning different cultures. And of course, part of that is also tasting different cuisines. So throughout throughout the years when I traveled, I noticed, different cultures have different ways of how they eat food, and, with different etiquette. And a few years after, my travel, I became a corporate trainer for one of the biggest airline here in the Middle East. And, I provide knowledge and skills to the cabin crew community. And then when I left the corporate industry, the aviation industry, I felt that I needed to share this knowledge to the wider audience, especially to the youth, because I have been training and facilitating training to adult, and I felt like, I need to share this knowledge and skills to the youth in order for them to, be culturally sensitive and aware, have good table manners, helping parents to instill that knowledge to their children as well. So this is what drives me to take the course and actually learn from Philip, learn from British School of Excellence about what they do with this type of learners, and basically absorb and learn everything that they do to this type of audience or learners.
Outstanding. There's a nice interaction or intersection there, I should say. Philip, what are your thoughts?
Totally. I mean, it just gives you that amazing sense of confidence, and I'm going to use the word authority. I think that is really very special. And this is the beautiful thing about every single one of you, and every single person out there in this world. You've got past experience. Never ever doubt how that past experience can help other people. And I think that's where, if you really take that on board and you bolt on further coaching and training in a direction that you want to go, you can really make such an impact on people's lives. And the beautiful thing, again, about these three amazing ladies and all the past trainer students, they are so authentic. They are so likable, authentic, genuine, and they have the most incredible empathy. And this is just, again, gives me goosebumps. So for me, I get excited to see where this journey is going to go for each and every single individual, and for them to showcase what they're doing. We've had so many wonderful success stories of past students who now launched their own brands. They're launching collaborations with other organizations. They're collaborating with the alumni on the platform. And the world is your oyster. That it's like having a glass ceiling.
I love that, Philip. And about your organization, we also feel the same way here at this platform, is we want people to reach out and collaborate. We want them to continue to flourish and grow. That really is what it's all about. I do know of organizations where it's, no, you're just with us. You can't contact anyone else. You can't. No, we break the walls on that and say, please go out there and connect with one another and see what you can do.
How many billions of people live in this world? I mean, with all due respect, we've got the most incredible alumni on the doorstep here in the United Kingdom. One of them you've had on the show is just the most incredible coach and trainer. She lives in the north of London. She's found her amazing niche. Her name is Sonia Moladino, and I will ride a porcupine bareback across Africa for her. I really will, because she is so focused and so dedicated, and we support her. I repost her material, and this is what this is all about. We've got to help one another.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Margarita, I believe from what I understand, you are also an entrepreneur. You've had to recreate yourself again. And I love that. And I admire that, because so many times we pigeonhole ourselves, or somebody else pigeonholes us and says, but wait, you can just do this. You have to stay here in this box where you've been. And you said, no, that's my understanding. You're like, no, I'm going out. I'm going to show the world. Tell us about that.
Actually, my degree is in fine arts, so deeply down, I am an artist. So I love food. I created the first cooking lesson for amateur, and then this work expand, and we become different and different. Boutique catering in Greece, but we made amazing events, very nice. Corporate and weddings and everything all around Greece. So one day, actually, I burned out. So after all these work hours, I realized that I have to find that one that pleases me and makes me feel relaxed and happy. And what I love is people. So even if we don't understand in the beginning how manners and etiquette, it's so important nowadays, but deep down, we have to learn how to socialize with respect for ourselves and with respect for the others. So for me, it's so important.
Thank you so much. How did you come up with that name, Different and Different? What would you like people to take away from it?
Actually, we went to a company and we said, we are a catering company, but we are different. We cook, but we cook different. I am not an entrepreneur, I'm an artist, so I'm a little bit different. So they came up and they said, you are different and different. And we said, yes.
I love that. Fabulous. Philip.
I love that. I love that. And you know what's so lovely about Marguerite, she's being very humble there, and that's not even close to the full story. But again, an amazing person who's had to juggle a lot of balls in her life to put her best foot forward, and just goes to show it's just exactly the same as Dana and Orchids. Orchids, we've engaged with Orchids on and off for a long time, and Leanne, and it's just been amazing. Again, when you have a vision and you have something you really want in this world, and you know that it's going to absolutely make a difference and change your world, you've just got to jump and build that parachute on the way down. You really and truly do, because how many times people say, no, don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Or no, don't listen to those naysayers. They're not you. So do what you feel is right. Obviously, listen to what people may say and giving you guidance and steering, but not, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Or why are you doing that? What for? Listen to the deep, deep message from inside. And if you're passionate about something, just jump in, and surround yourself with positive, amazing people.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. When I started this platform in 2020, after selling meetings and events and employee recognition programs for 20 some years, many people did not believe in me and thought it was ridiculous. And what was I doing, wasting my time? Why don't I grow up? And you just don't know. So you have to believe in yourself. And I really feel that even if just one person is there to support you, it's great. But if you don't have anybody, you have it within yourself. You have your intuition, you have your strength, you have your faith, you have your gratitude, and it'll take you where you want to go.
That's a big word, gratitude. And as Orchids and Dana will know, and Marguerite, it's something in any of our introductions, whether we're doing whatever program it is, we talk how important gratitude is. And this is something that I would love everyone out there, is to really take on board. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to follow any faith at all. But gratitude is something that we all need to really, really take on board and think about gratitude. Not just say, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z. Think about it. Like, for example, the fact that I could go to the tap and pour this glass of water. How grateful am I for that? That is literally down to the finite little bits of detail. You know, showering in the morning, ready for a session with beautiful students. I'm so grateful that I've got people walking through the door at the British School of Etiquette that I have the privilege to work with. That warm, hot shower above my head. These are the people we just take too much for granted in this world. And gratitude is really a fundamental trigger.
Absolutely. And the fact that you brought up water, our friends in Uganda who don't have fresh water, that they have to walk miles to bring water back, carried on their heads, small children doing this. And we just turn a faucet and there it is. So, so much to be thankful for. I'd love to hear from the ladies here, anything they'd like to share when it comes to gratitude in their life, in their career. I'll start with Dana.
I mean, it's definitely important. I don't practice it enough. But Philip had encouraged me to do so. And, you know, I actually bought a 5-minute journal. It has great reviews. So I'm all about reviews. And yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dana, for sharing that. I'm going to go over to Orchids.
Yes, I practice, being grateful every day when I do my meditation. I'm grateful for my life experiences, grateful for my family. And with that, I want to make a contribution, by sharing my knowledge, sharing my experiences, not just for, adults, but as I've said earlier, I want to share my knowledge, my experiences to the youth out there. So because of my life experiences, my work experiences, I was able to amass a lot of that information and knowledge. And I am grateful, and now I'm ready to contribute and share that.
That's so beautiful.
Boom.
Thank you.
Boom. Love it. And just while we're talking, is that the one, Dana?
That's the one.
Is that the one you went and bought?
Yes.
You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it. I'd say great.
Do you want to tell us anything about that book, Philip?
It's just so nicely put together. It really and truly is. It gets you to think each and every single day. But everything in life is about creating good, positive habits. And something that I absolutely advocate is you get up in the morning and you put a few minutes aside and you sit down with this little journal. It's not taxing. You come up with something that is just beautiful. Each day it starts off with a beautiful opening quote. So, for example, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. And then it goes in to write 3 or 4 things down that you're grateful for, then go down the route of what would make today great. So you write down 3 things that would make today really, really wonderful. Then you write a daily affirmation to yourself, which needs to be realistic. It needs to be real. It's not saying, my daily affirmation, I'm going to be a multimillionaire tomorrow. What is that? Well, yeah, really, we all wish. But it's along the lines of, I am confident and comfortable in my own skin, and I live with passion and purpose. Then you go down and you write 3 amazing things. At the end of the day, you sit down for 5 minutes and you write down 3 things that you are so grateful for. It could be Dana bought me a cup of coffee. It could be Orchids recommended a book. It could be Margarita paid me a compliment. It can be whatever it is that you really acknowledge during the course of the day that you are really comfortable and happy about. And then you ask yourself one major question. How could I have made today even better? How could I just been a little bit better than I was yesterday or today? What could I have done? And this is how this book unfolds, and it really gives you the most easy, straightforward map to all you've got to do is sit for 5 minutes in the morning and sit for 5 or 10 minutes in the evening, and there you have it.
I totally agree. Thank you so much for sharing that. And to your point, it's not about beating ourselves up about what we didn't do. It's about an opportunity and growth. So I'd love to go over to Margarita to hear about how you practice gratitude or what your thoughts are about it.
Actually, I'm doing Tai Chi lessons the last 4 or 5 years. So I start my day with meditation. The first thing that I'm doing is to feel grateful for the things that I have and not to take them for granted. So I start my day feeling happy, blessed, and thankful for all the things that I have, small or big. So this is my morning routine.
Love it. Love it. You're on mute, Dr. Jacqueline.
My turn to be on mute. Yes, thanks. I said, Marguerite, that sounds like a beautiful way and powerful way to start the day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you shared the Tai Chi with me, which I've taken a look at. It's absolutely fascinating. Yeah, you gave me the link to go to the Tai Chi. I haven't started it yet, but I just love the energy and the look of it. It looks amazing.
So when it comes to etiquette and kind behavior, there's so much for us to learn, especially with kindness. And I don't know that people realize that kindness is part of etiquette and manners.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what would you share about that?
Who would like to answer that amazing question? I can talk till the cows come home, but if anyone would like to just, elaborate on that beautiful word kindness.
I can say an example, if you like. If you are on a dining table and you have grandmother or someone that he's eating slowly, you have to follow and to wait for him or her so that he doesn't feel alone as he's eating. And I think that this has to be a kind thing to do.
Love it. Absolutely. It's little things like that. That is kindness. That is thoughtfulness and kindness. Dana, what would you say to that?
I would say, so for example, in the movie Titanic, I don't know if you recall, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but I actually saw the clip recently when Leonardo DiCaprio's character first joined the dining room table with everyone who's, rich with Kate's family. He didn't know, he was looking at the setting and he didn't know what to do. And the lady next to him, Kathy Bates, I'm pretty sure it was her, made him feel comfortable. He was like, trust me, I don't know where to begin either. So just, not embarrassing someone and just making them feel comfortable.
I love that.
I remember that scene very well. Yeah, that's a great point. And also to Margarita's point, I've seen so many times where you have someone who's walking ahead of you, maybe towards a door, and they're elderly, and people just rush past them, almost knock them over because they're in such a rush. No, let them take their time and show them respect. Open the door for them. I just think that's so important.
Completely.
Yes.
And Hawkins, what would you add to this lovely conversation?
Yeah, what I can say is that in today's age, where everyone is so fixated with their personal electronic devices, so not everyone is truly present. So the characteristics of being kind and polite is actually not there because we are not truly present. So I would say that I think having these etiquette courses, both for adults and kids, are really essential. I think it's very helpful at this time and age because we're forgetting a lot of basic manners or basic etiquette, and a lot of parents are so busy with work where before mothers normally stay at home and look after their children, whereas today both parents are working and kids are on their personal device watching, engaging in social media and actually engaging to someone like a human being. So I think there's a disconnect, and a lot of people are now not truly present. And I would, reiterate again how important having, this etiquette and manners course, or even, reinforcing it at home. It's very important.
It's another great point. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Just a quick story to share along those lines. The other day, I was out for a walk, and there was a group of people in front of me on this path, an older person and a younger person, then two young boys. And the two young boys were actually talking about how they had been bullying another child. And the adults were both on their phones, like zombies scrolling while they were walking. And I heard this whole conversation, and it literally broke my heart because I didn't want to race around them. But yet the two people who were with them were so much in their own world, they weren't even hearing this conversation that could lead to who knows what kind of outcomes. So I think that's such a good point, that we have to be present, especially for children.
True.
Absolutely.
This is true.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is so interesting. Listen twice as much as you talk. Others will hear twice as much as of what you say. And I think this is something that we talk about. Dr. Jacqueline will view the master, that you're a chief listening officer, and you run the most incredible course on the power and importance of listening. But this is something, let's learn to listen to understand rather than actually respond. And let's be present. Let's have presence intelligence. Because so much of the time we're elsewhere, we're all over the shop, and we're not actually present. We miss out on so much. And going back to, funny enough, what Margarita was sharing, just to give that as an example, dining etiquette we talk about here at the organization. A lot of people say, oh, is that what you teach? We say, absolutely we teach, and we go down that route, because it's so important to be present when we're eating, to rest between mouthfuls, to have that confidence to navigate your way around the table, so that I can connect with orchids, I can connect with Dane, I can connect with you, Dr. Jacqueline and Margarita, while we're having this lovely meal together. And that is about being present. And just to sort of recapture what the ladies are saying, and you summed it up so beautifully, all three of you, is that we have a mug, which I don't have one here in front of me at the school, but the mug says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I think that is absolutely fundamental. It's what it doesn't cost you anything. Just be kind.
Thank you, Philip. I really appreciate that. Just a quick comment when it comes to dining and to being present and not being on our devices. Growing up, my father was very much about the dinner was a dining experience. It was an opportunity for us to come together as a family. And when we would go out to dinner at a restaurant, he would let the server know, we're going to be here for a few hours, so don't worry, I'll take care of you in the tip. And then I dated someone, and it was all about rushing through the meal. I mean, it would be, you prepare this whole meal, you go to all the trouble to do it, and then it's finished in 20 minutes, and then he's up doing something else. And I thought, such a disconnect. And that's where our society is. We're rushing around all the time and not being present. And what happens, at least I found, because I have to be present for these shows, even though I'm producing them, is that you miss out. You miss out on the fun. You miss out on the learning. You miss out on just that friendship that you can build with someone. So if anybody would like to comment on that, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. I work, as you know, Van Cleef and Arpels. Sometimes we tend to get busy, and I see some of my colleagues, instead of assisting someone who's in front of them now, they're more focused on their next client, which is unfortunate. People come in, especially at a boutique like ours, where people could spend potentially thousands of dollars. And it's very important to focus on who's in front of you right here, right now. And, you figure it out afterwards.
So true. And by the way, every time you mention, or it's mentioned here, the name of your store, I'm like drooling, salivating over here. So, but Dana, to your point, I just wanted to mention that the place where I like to buy some of my groceries, they have salmon, and it's prepared a certain way. So you have to take a number and you have to wait. And the other night I was there, I waited maybe 20 people ahead of me and contemplated leaving constantly. Finally, the guy came over and to wait on me, and he looked disgusted. He kept looking at his watch several times. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? And I thought, listen, I get it. You don't want to work right now. You want to go home. You want to be somewhere else. But I'm paying a lot of money for the salmon, and you're really ruining the experience. Yes. And the point I'm trying to make is the owners probably have no idea that that's going on, whether they're engaged in the business or they're not. But yet that interaction left an impression on me.
Absolutely. Especially nowadays, people could literally just go online and buy whatever they're looking for online. But for those people who come in to the actual stores, they're looking for the experience. And again, it's just going back to putting yourself in their position, right? Like, they're here, they want the full experience. It doesn't matter if they're buying the cheapest thing that you're selling or the most expensive thing. It has to be consistent.
So true. And we could have an entire show on etiquette in retail. I worked in retail on the side for many, many years. So I'd love to talk about that at some point. Philip?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Philip, I think you were going to say something, but you're muted.
Margarita, no, I interrupted Margarita earlier on, and I do apologize. There was something that I think you might have wanted to have said, but it may have slipped your mind by now. I'm not sure.
Actually, I don't remember exactly what I wanted to say, but as we talk, it comes to my mind a very short story about the Greeks, the Greek islands, and the locals. That I am from a small island called Kythnos. So the people there, I spent all my summers with the locals. They kept the finest wine, the finest cheese, and whenever they saw you, they just tell you, come, 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 come. I have the finest things for you. And they were waiting the whole winter just to go there. They listened to you. They were present. They were the best company. So this is the Greek hospitality, and I want to share with you. People.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Philip, we've discussed this before, and I think it just bears a little conversation, is people can have an abundance of materialistic things. They can have an abundance of education, but when you have an abundance of manners and etiquette, you stand out and people remember that.
Absolutely. You'll fly and soar like an eagle in most environments. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. I've always maintained, when you've got good etiquette and good manners, you can tell someone to disappear and make them look forward to the journey.
Yeah, very deep. I see, Philip, you have a quote here. Are you going to share that with us?
I'd love to. And the ladies heard me, and you always hear this from me. If we all do a random act of kindness on a daily basis, we might just set the world in the right direction. And that's by Martin Kornfeld, who wrote that. And I just absolutely love that. It's one of my go-tos. If we all do a random act of goodness, a random act of kindness, pay that beautiful compliment, elevate people in some way or form, I truly believe we can start to set the world in the right direction. But it's a team effort. It's a team effort.
You know what's nice about that also, Philip, I've got the quote here on the screen, is when you do a random act of kindness and you don't look for the thank you. You don't go and tell everyone, oh, by the way, I didn't know. You just keep it to yourself, and it's amazing what can happen. Just how you feel yourself, knowing you didn't need that pat on the back for doing something nice and not getting the recognition.
Yes. Completely. And you feel good after. If you do it first thing in the morning, me personally, I just feel great. It sets my day off in the right path.
And Dana, how about when someone does a random act of kindness for you, something you didn't expect?
I mean, it's something you'll never forget, honestly. It makes you feel great too.
It sure does. And then I know for me, I feel like I want to pay it forward. What about you, Orchids?
Exactly.
For me, doing random act of kindness is making someone's day. I think it's very, very important. I've mentioned earlier about being present, because everyone's is in a rush right now. So if you're truly present and look around you, giving someone a hello, how are you? How's your day? Giving someone's day, for me, that's part of giving random act of kindness. Being truly present and making someone's day.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Marguerite, I'm sure you have an opportunity to do that on a regular basis in the industry you're in.
Actually, it's the time that you stop thinking and you start feeling.
That's beautiful. It really is.
How
Thank
beautiful
you.
is that? You stop thinking and you start feeling. And that's it. That's it. Sometimes we go through life numb, because we're not present, we're not engaging, we're elsewhere. It's quite a beautiful, that's really stunning.
And I think we've heard the expression a person doing. Maybe it should be a person feeling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And there's always that beautiful phrase in life, always give and never remember, always receive and never forget. And it's just what Dana was alluding to as well. You know, how do you feel when someone does something just amazing for you? And this is not throwing money at the problem. This is by no stretch of the imagination. Look, it's lovely to receive a nice gift from someone if they've thought about it and they know your style or your tastes. But one of the things here at the organization we focus on is hospitality intelligence. And for example, Dr. JACALYN, I've got to know you over the years, and I think I'm pretty correct in saying that you're not a whiskey drinker, but I do know that you love a chilled glass of white wine. So if I gave you a bottle of whiskey every Christmas, you might say thank you. It's very nice of you. It's kind of you. But I don't know you, and I haven't bothered to really get to understand who you are and what your likes and dislikes are. But if I pitched up with a nice chilled glass or a beautiful bottle of a really nice Chablis or a Sancerre or a Pinot Grigio or something that really resonates with you, then there's a completely different ball game behind it. It could be even the cheapest bottle of white wine in the world. But the fact that I've taken time to get to know who you are, get to know what you like, get to know what you appreciate, that is going to be the pied de resistance. That is going to be the connection.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so true. I think that is also a good segue just quickly into another topic. I hosted a party many years ago, and people showed up with gifts that had no relevance to me whatsoever. Some of them showed up with kinds of alcohol or wine. Everyone knows, like Philip, you just said, everyone knows what I drink, but yet they didn't take any time to get to know me. And I think that stood out. I thought, okay, so-and-so, I'm not judging, but they didn't even take 5 minutes to do any kind of research. So what can we share with our audience when it comes to, in terms of hospitality, when it comes to going to a person's home or it's a holiday event or something where you're going to be interacting with people, about getting to know them and what they like and dislike?
What can we do? I think it's really important that you find out if you're inviting people. I mean, I know Orchids had quite an interesting experience recently. It was all the bells and whistles, but the people organizing the party dropped the ball at the last minute by not providing, proper food during the course of the evening. Everyone gets dressed up to the nines, and they just they're serving pizza and salad at a gorgeous, where you've dressed up for the James Bond theme, and next minute, you've obviously got alcohol involved, and that is it. With all seriousness in the world, everything is about that little bit of attention to detail, and when you can focus on the detail, things tend to fall into place. It's about preparation and really thinking about, who am I entertaining here? What does Dr. Jack need? What does Orchids like to eat? What does Dana, what does Marguerite like to eat? Who is coming, and how can we make sure they have a memorable evening? And it goes back to that beautiful act of kindness, that act of thoughtfulness is just, it's kindness. It's being thoughtful. And that is part of kindness.
And I have to say that that's priceless. And we have a comment from our friend Tarek in Maine in the USA. Hi, Tarek. Yesterday is only a memory. Tomorrow is our imagination, dreams, and projections. But today is the present, realities, and gold. If we want to achieve results, we need to set goals and apply consistency and integrity to achieve a great deal of etiquette and kindness. Thank you so much. I love that.
Love it, Tarek. How wonderful. Dr.
Well,
Jackson, I don't want to cut anything short, but I do know that you have various different time slots. How are you for time on this wonderful Friday afternoon, evening, morning?
We have about another 8 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. How wonderful. How wonderful.
So I'd love for the ladies here to share a little bit about their experience in etiquette and manners and how it's transformed what they're doing in their life. Don't all jump at once. Dana, thank you.
Dana's ready to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just made me honestly like a better person, you know. I mean, I want to say I've always had manners, you know, the basic manners, but now having been trained, I'm really more well aware of what's happening, or did I do that wrong? Like sometimes I have to question myself. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm more kinder. Not that I wasn't kind at all, but it's definitely made me into a better person.
Oh, lovely.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. That is
beautiful.
amazing.
I can say that I totally agree that you feel kind with yourself, kind with others, you respect yourself, you respect others, and now I enjoy being on a dining table. I have time for my next ones. I like to share stories for my life, and you never know, you might have a new friend at the end of a dinner, or to have a new collaboration, or just to hear something very, very interesting. Before, I used to be more close. I didn't want to communicate or to. I was too tired from the day. Now I really enjoy. I'm present. I'm a good listener, and at the end of the day, I feel confident.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Orchids?
Yeah, so for me, this course really reinforces my knowledge of what I have already learned from the past. And it really pushes me to go out there and go on a venture in this new journey of my career to, go out there from corporate and, have my own business. So by doing this course, it really, yes, reinforces that, yes, now I have the right skills, the right tools that I needed for my next journey.
Fantastic. Congratulations. It's very exciting what's going on here, Philip.
It's unbelievable. It really is. And this is something that I really want everyone, especially these three wonderful ladies, wonderful women, is to really understand how dynamic you really are. You are so dynamic. You've got so much depth and so much to offer. Your skill set is extraordinary. And if you're ever starting to doubt yourself, give me a call and I will give you a few very stern words and basically a kick up the rear end. As Michelle says, a kick up the BTM. Okay, please, I really, really mean that. It's really important because we all have those days. We do. And we all need to make sure we can find someone who gives us a kick up the BTM or gives us a hug or gives us a bit of a push, a shove, a bit of encouragement. Because if you hold back, you're actually robbing the world of your incredible greatness and skill set and kindness and experience. You really are. Okay. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Trust me, it really does.
That's a great acronym, Philip. I don't think I've heard that before.
It's a good acronym. It really is. False evidence appearing real.
And I really encourage everyone here on the screen to connect with each other and look for how you can support one another. And for people who are watching the show around the world, we've got the United States represented, we've got the United Kingdom, we've got Dubai, we've got Greece. I mean, that's incredible. Imagine how curiosity can lead to new adventures. And I would really like everybody out there who's watching or listening to connect with the people here on the screen. And if you would share your contact information and who you would like to reach out to you, because this is your opportunity to invite people to get to know you better. I'm going to start with Dana.
You can find me on Instagram. Are you able to repost the banner? Yes. So that's my personal Instagram. Everyone's welcome to come and, we can have a chat and connect. More than happy to.
And can you just tell them where to connect if they're listening on the radio and they can't read it?
On Instagram at Baddie Day. That's BADDIE DAE.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Margarita.
You can find me on Instagram at Margarita's Way.
Margarita's Way. There it is on the screen. And if you could just spell that for people who are listening and can't see the banner.
MargaritasWay.
Thank you very much. All right. And let's go over to orchids, please.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm still in the process of designing or creating my business Instagram, but at the moment you can reach out to me on my personal Instagram account. It's orchids, like the flower, orchids_Roy. That's ROY. And I will take you to my travel, to my different travels and my culinary journey. So I'll see you there. And thank you for checking me out if ever you're going to check out my account.
Thank you so much. I will be busy after the show connecting with all of you. And Philip, what would you like to leave our audience with today?
Just to say, giving up your special and precious time, because that's what it is about. And for anyone out there who has saved this to watch later, I really hope you get some golden nuggets and takeaways from what these three incredible ladies have had to offer and share with you. And it's hopefully going to inspire you wherever you are in the world to really take action and to set those goals and think about how the power of etiquette and manners can shift and change your perspective on life and the direction that you're going. So never ever discount how important that this journey is, that we all have, that we can absolutely, every single one of us has the opportunity to take.
Thank you very much, Philip. We do have another comment from Push Child Foundation. Thanks for the show. Thanks for watching and thanks for commenting. We really do appreciate it. Philip, just a quick picture and comment for those who don't know. You are featured in our new book that's coming out. It's The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor. And as you mentioned, I teach people how to listen at an elevated level. And we have books that are truly for children and their families to learn and come together to learn how to listen. Our third book, the first two are already out. This is the third one. Lady Ella has afternoon tea in London. And Philip is actually featured here. He's one of our elevated listeners, and he is our consultant on this book project about how to have etiquette and manners at a tea party. So Philip, which animal character are you here?
Ladies, which one do you think I am?
So for people who are listening on the radio, we're looking at a book cover, and there is the British School of Excellence here in the background. We've got a giraffe, a cat, a dog, a royal swan, and a honey badger.
The swan.
The royal.
The royal swan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Orchids, what do you think?
I was thinking the fox.
Oh, the sly Mr. Fox. I'm actually Gerald the giraffe on this occasion.
Oh.
Gerald the giraffe, and Leanne is the kitty cat. And there's Ella, who's the beautiful little ladybug, coccinelle in French. And we're going to be going on an English afternoon tea journey and giving guidance and steering.
It's so much fun. And by the way, the fourth book is, we're working on this. My co-author, Mariska Dupria, she is in New Zealand. The fourth book is The Ocean Calls and Lady Ella Listens. So that's featuring it's about listening, but also about the pollution that's taking place all over the world in our oceans and killing all the beautiful creatures that are in there. So stay tuned for that. But it's a lot of fun. Philip, I know you and I are meeting, I think, at the top of the next hour to talk about this and some other things. So thank you to all of you for being here and for all of the amazing content that you just shared with our audience, the education, the curiosity, and being totally present. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll see you all later. I wish you a beautiful weekend.
Thank you, Orchids. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Margarita.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Philip, for taking this time. And I really do appreciate it. I know that your time is really valuable as well. So I just want to spotlight you again. And if you could just tell people how they can sign up for the courses. I know you have some coming up very soon.
Certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, any of you out there, please go to www.thebritishschoolofexcellence.com, or you can reach out to us at hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. We've got a teenage program kicking off the week of the 15th of February, which is a Wednesday here in London. And we've got, what have we got? We've got lots of things kicking off these coming months. So just look out for on our website at the various dates. And we would just, as I said, book a call with us. There's a calendar on our website. You can book calls. You can email us. You can WhatsApp me at +44 780 885 9914. And it's always a pleasure to be able to connect with anyone anywhere in the world.
And Philip, just to reiterate, people can take your course virtually. They don't have to come to London.
No, absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. With the way the world shifted and changed in the last 2.5 years, absolutely. So we deliver a lot of our coaching and training through the power of Zoom, the importance of Zoom. And I would say we've got it down to a pretty good art on how to really engage, embrace, and make you feel very valued and almost present in the room. And then we do go around the world. Actually, next week, Leanne and I were due to be in Istanbul, but the snowstorms are so bad that the schools are being closed. So we literally got a message late last night saying that they're postponing the week of coaching and training in Istanbul and Turkey next week, which is obviously we were disappointed because we were hugely excited. And we will be running programs and courses out of our venues in London. And we also go to different parts of the world. So later on in the year, I'm going across to our partner who's in Bermuda, Lorene Phillips, who's been on the show many times. And we're going to be engaging in Bermuda with various organizations, schools, hotels, restaurants, and individuals. And there's also an opportunity to go to St. Bartholomew have invited me over there to work with some teenagers at a very nice school in St. Barth. So we are absolutely all over social media, on YouTube, our Facebook, as well as our Instagram, and you can connect on all our socials through our website.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Philip. I appreciate it. And I look forward to chatting with you very soon.
Thank you as always, Dr. Jacqueline. Wishing you a wonderful weekend. And to all those listeners out there who make the effort to engage with us, we thank you very much for your time, energy, and input and effort.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Philip. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
And thank you again for those of you who are watching or listening live or on the replay. We really do appreciate it. We're going to close out with a clip that I spent hours last night doing the voiceover. So just the message is really important. It's the message about the power of listening. And with some of my colleagues, we've developed courses, and we would love to have you learn how to listen at an elevated level, because it starts with you. It's not about who's not doing what. It's about what we are doing to make this world more peaceful and to find inner peace ourselves. So we will be closing out right after this clip. Thanks again. Bye for now. I just can't take it anymore. I am so tired. I am so frustrated and burnt out. Why won't anyone listen to what I have to say? Yet I look on social media and everybody's smiling and having a great time. Meanwhile, I feel totally alone with my world rushing by. Guess what? Great news. You have a choice. You can change the dynamic by learning how to listen at an elevated level yourself through the power of listening educational courses. Can you imagine from where you are today to having a life overflowing with abundance? It's possible. Learn how to listen at an elevated level. You'll have deeper connections, better relationships, and more authentic conversations. Start today. Go to usaglobaltv.com, education, and learn how to listen. We have courses and children's books. Let's work together to learn how to listen.